So they're gonna start Jimmy G. And I'll say if you want to start Alex Smith as a capable backup, but I don't think he's gonna go there. I got another place, and it's a bit of a curveball, but I always like throwing curveballs in there just to kind of spice it up. Like my big prediction for the NFL season is Jonathan Taylor wins Offensive Player of the Year. I don't have any real shocks for the draft. I didn't really have a curveball to throw, really. I want to throw... Alright, so I have a curveball for Alex Smith. But, I'm going to say the Niners start Jimmy G. You know, he's 24-8. The Niners are terrible without him. He made the Super Bowl. Start Jimmy G. Alright. Alright, we'll wait for the music to come back, for a second. So the Dolphins are gonna start, Tua Tagovailoa. He's... You know, Brian Flores is a great coach. And despite all the players saying bad stuff about him, Brian Flores has said we have to give him the time for year 1 to year 2. It's a massive jump. You saw what it did for Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray is now a top 15, top 10 quarterback. Last year, he was not. You know, the year 1 to year 2 jump is massive. So, give Tua time, and let him develop for a bit. Alright, so, all my picks so far have been pretty simple, you know. Wilson should start for the Seahawks. Dak should start for the Cowboys. Jimmy G should start for the Niners, you know. But now we're gonna get some curveballs here. The Texans starter next year will be Teddy Bridgewater. I think the Panthers and Texans make a trade happen. I think it's a package of Bridgewater and a bunch of picks for Deshaun Watson. It's a big move for the Panthers. The Texans are eventually going to realize, okay, we're not going to get anyone. You're not going to get anyone as good as Watson. That's what I think is going to happen. I don't think they go for CMC. I think they go for Teddy Bridgewater. It'll be a good quarterback for them to go with. And who cares about his physical limitations? Especially when you're the Texans. You don't care about anything. If you get a quarterback, you get a quarterback. So, I think they make the trade there. So the Pats are going to start, I think they're going to start Cam Newton. Because, Cam Newton, he's not the best quarterback. I know he's not he's not even top 15. He's like top 20, top 25. So, I mean, I know he's not a great quarterback, but he did complete 65% of his passes last year. Maybe they'll sign for some free agents around him. And they're going to get, they had 8 people opt out. And they're going to get those guys back. So, we'll see what he does in that system. Give him one more year. One more year. Alright. The football team, I think they're going to go with Sam Darnold. He's a great fit for Washington. He's a great fit for Washington. And they're contenders already. They made the playoffs. They challenged the Bucks. They challenged the Bucks. They put up a good fight against them.
You do it every year.
Sorry, that's an ad. Damn it. They put up a fight against Washington with Taylor Haneke. So, they got a great defense, great coach, great receiver, great running back, or talented running back. If you get Sam Darnold, you're golden. Well, not golden, but you're in a good place with Sam Darnold. Now the Bears. Here comes the curveball. Alex Smith is going to go to play for the Bears. Yeah. Here's why. When Alex Smith was down there, Matt Nagy was the offensive coordinator for them when Alex Smith went down there. And they made the playoffs together constantly. And Alex Smith was 5-1 last year as a starter. So, with that offense, by the way. Or no. The Bears and football team are very similar. So, he went 5-1 as a starter there. He'll do well. He'll do well in the system. Panthers, they get Deshaun Watson. It doesn't mean they're a playoff team, but they're gonna get better. That's an upgrade. They're gonna trade for Teddy Bridgewater and a bunch of first round picks to get Deshaun Watson. That's what I think. I mean, I could be way off the mark here. I started a series. Where did I go wrong? I whiff a lot. It destroys my ego, but I'm not going to act like I'm a genius. So, the Eagles, they're going to start Jalen Hurts, because, I mean, why would you shop off Carson Wentz and then get rid of Jalen Hurts when you that's throwing away your second round pick? So, I mean, I don't see why you would do that. Alright, so yeah, just keep Jalen Hurts. Give him some time. The Steelers, I don't think it should be Big Ben, but I realize this. The problem is, if not Big Ben, who else? I kind of criticize them for bringing him back, but who else are they going to get? I mean, Sam Darnold's... their best is going to be Sam Darnold, because I don't think Deshaun Watson even wants to go there. Russell Wilson didn't put them in the 4 teams he named. So, I mean, I guess just give Big Ben another year. I think he's regressed. I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs, but I mean, here's where I do criticize them. You could have at least put an effort. Into getting Sam Darnold, or something like that. Just because I'm not saying Sam Darnold is better than Big Ben, but in that offense with possibly Juju, Claypool, and what's his name, Deontay Johnson, I think he'll do pretty well there. And by the way, the Steelers were a top 5 defense last year, statistically. So, and Mike Tomlin is a great coach. So, I mean, now that I look at it, Big Ben going back is not a terrible idea, but you could have at least tried to get Sam Darnold. Because it would be better because he's younger, and Big Ben just looked old this year. So, alright, so the Broncos finally, I think they're going to get Justin Fields in the draft. They've mentioned that they want to move off Drew Lock. I don't think they can. I don't think they have the assets to move off Drew Lock, but even if they don't get Drew Lock, I think they still draft Justin Fields. Because, like I said, Jets get Wilson, Jags get Lawrence, Panthers get Watson. And everyone else looks at their quarterback. So, he eventually falls to the Broncos. Alright. So we're kind of winding down here. This was almost an hour of a podcast. That's good. I like the long podcasts. They're much better than the shorter ones, you know? It also kind of makes up for the, not uploading in a while. So, alright. I actually have this question. I was watching the Dan Patrick Show. I watched that after I do my podcast, actually, just to see if I can throw in any more points the next day. One point he threw out about J.J. Watt was, about the J.J. Watt thing was the Texans kind of screwed up here, because if you looked at the credible reports, credible sources, we saw Titans, Browns, Green Bay, Buffalo. We didn't see the Cardinals. So what does that tell you? It tells you that there are more teams bidding for him than we thought. And this is where the Texans messed up, because instead of releasing him, they could have traded for him and gotten things in return. They could have had a bidding war for him. You know, they could have said, hey, Watt's on the trade block, go crazy. That was a good point, because, I mean, they could have gotten a lot in return from any of those teams. I'm sure any of those teams would be happy to give them any assets, especially the Packers, because the Packers' problem wasn't that J.J. Watt didn't want to... I don't think it was they didn't want to play there. I think it was they didn't have the money for him. Exactly. So if they were able to trade for him, I think they would have been happy to. I think they would have gladly traded for him. So, the Texans kind of messed up there. Another thing about J.J. Watt, I saw a poll question on there. I want to talk about it. Who would you rather have in their prime, J.J. Watt or Aaron Donald? Now, I do think we've seen peak Aaron Donald. I think peak Aaron Donald is going to last for a while, though, like longer after this. But as of now, so here's what I think. Aaron Donald, I think the best defensive line is the Washington football team. But Aaron Donald makes his teammates better, so the Rams have a case. So, Aaron Donald is more impactful for his teammates. He makes his teammates better. But Watt was more disruptive to the team, to the other team, to the opponent. So, I'd say J.J. Watt as of now, but because he also won 3 Defensive Player of the Years. You know, and he was the best defensive lineman for a bit. 2012 to 2015 was the best. Watt had the best peak ever. The best 4-year run. That 2012 to 2015 is a better run statistically than Reggie White ever had, Bruce Smith ever had, Deacon Jones ever had. So there's a big case for J.J. Watt to be a top 5 defensive end ever, and I think he is. As of now, then again, we haven't seen, because Aaron Donald is in his prime right now, and he's going to be in there for a while longer. So, that's where I stand on J.J. Watt right now. So, good stuff today. Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Spreaker. This is Daily Dose of Dylan saying have a great day. See you tomorrow.